we're going to start. Vasudevasutan Devam Kamsachanuramardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Chapter 2, verse 52 continue. Yada te moha kalilam Yada te moha kalilam buddhir vyatitarishhyati buddhir vyatitarishhyati tada gantasi nirvedam tada gantasi nirvedam Shrotavyasya Shrutasya cha Shrotavyasya Shrutasya cha. When your intellect crosses the mire of delusion, you will then acquire indifference to what has been heard and what is yet to be heard about enjoyment of this world and the next. Tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. Shrotavasya shrutasya cha. It's all related with to hear or to listen to. Okay? We'll explore more on that. Okay, what Bhagwan says and what Swamiji has explained in his interpretation. The pleasure which men have enjoyed and heard, to hear. Right? Now, here, when the word is used here, denotes the sense of sound, touch, color, taste and smell, all. So the pleasure which men have enjoyed and heard of, and also the pleasure of heaven, etc., which are yet to be heard of, are transient. The whole idea is what is transient and what is eternal. So, how can they give peace and joy to the man's self, which is permanent? So, we cannot expect the peace. Here we means self, okay? We cannot expect the peace from the impermanent. Because self is eternal. Atma. Okay. Nainam chindanti shastrani. We have seen that, okay? Thus, man becomes dispassionate when intellect gets out of the mire of delusion. What is used here? Yadate moha kalilam, mire of delusion. Then acute discrimination is developed, and then the world is ephemeral, transient, while the self is eternal, and therefore how could the kaleidoscopic world provide peace to him? With this attitude of mind, he automatically develops detachment from the whole world. Again, I have shared so many times in our classes two things. Okay, Gandhiji, in his commentary on Gita, he has told that if I have to put this whole Bhagavad Gita, then I would like to say, or I'd like to address this anasakta yoga, detach. And I always tell you about Arjuna Gita. In Arjuna Gita, it has written, સંસારમાં સરસ્યો રહે ને મન ન મારી પાસ, સંસારમાં લેપાય નહીં તે જાણ મારો દાસ. This quote all the time gives us a message or gives us an understanding. Because we are in this material world. So once we are in this material world, we are going to perform our actions, our duties, our obligation, you name anything. But what has clearly mentioned in Arjuna Gita, sansarma sarsyo rahe. He or she will do all his duties or actions or fulfill his or her obligation. But man na mari paas, the mind is always in his lotus feet. So, with this attitude of mind, he automatically develops detachment from the world. So, the person will keep on doing all the duties, keep on performing all the actions, but he will gradually withdraw himself from this all worldly matter. Bhagavan Krishna has used the term here instead of enjoy. Now, the term here H-E-A-R, to listen to, okay? Not H-E-R-A, right? So Bhagavan has used the term here instead of enjoy, because there is attraction for pleasure after hearing about it. It can be you or it can be me, everybody. Thus, hearing is an important factor for the attraction of pleasure. Hearing as a means occupies an important place in the disciplines of knowledge and devotion for spiritual progress too. So, even if it is worldly enjoyment or attachment, the moment we hear something, we want to achieve that, we want to get that, we want to go there, we want to watch it. It can be anything. And in that context, just before a while we have seen that here denotes the sense of sound, touch, color, taste and smell. The moment we have heard, okay, that rose has good smell, we want to go. Because we want to go and experience that smell. The moment we have heard that Movie River Butter is on special. We want to go home and want to have the stock for next couple of months. The moment we have heard that at that particular city or the town or that hill station, it's always nice to experience and watch the sunset or the sunrise. We heard that, but we want to go and we want to witness that. So, in that context, because there is attraction for pleasure after hearing about it, thus hearing is an important factor in both for the material world and for the spiritual progress also. In that context, it has written in the discipline of knowledge and devotion for spiritual progress too. And for that, in Srimad Bhagavat, it is described the 9 steps of bhakti, and in that first is Shravanam, to listen to hear, which you are doing now. Shravanam, Kirtanam Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atmanivedanam. It's there in Ramayana also, just 9 steps. Navadha Bhakti, which is known as Navadha Bhakti. But for the Navadha Bhakti, the first step is Shravanam, to listen to. Shravanam, Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam. So, the term Yada means when, and Tada means then. What is said here? Yada te mohilam, mohakalilam, tada gantasi nirvedam. So, the terms Yada means when and Tada means then. So, when and then have been used to emphasize the fact that there is no rule that it will take so many years or months or days to develop this acute dissipation. As soon as your intellect crosses the mire of delusion, you will become dispassionate. It involves no much delay. This might but difficult for you to understand, but I have given you an example that the room is locked, and it is locked since last, say, I just give you an example, since 6 months for an example, okay, and totally full of dark, right? So the darkness in that particular room, I'm just giving you an example to understand this, okay, is there in that particular room for last 6 months or 6 years. But the moment we open, light a candle, or the globe, the whole room will be full of light. Although there was a dark, although the room was full of dark since last 6 months, but there is a light within no time, within a second. Similarly, not necessarily, that certain years or certain months, when I'm using the certain years, means certain lives, 2, 3 lives, not necessary, not necessary. It can happen. The whole idea is it can happen. But for that, Bhagwan has very tactfully used the word yada and tada. Used to emphasize the fact that there is no rule. That the moment you light and is there. So that was verse 52. Now we are starting verse 53. Shruti vi pratipannate Shruti vi pratipannate yada sthasyati nischala yada sthasyati nischala samadha vachala buddhis samadha vachala buddhis tada yoga mavapsyasi tada yoga mavapsyasi. After your intellect, confused by hearing conflicting doctrines, has become stable and firm on God, you will then attain self-realization or union with God, oneness. After crossing the mire of delusion also, there may be confusion of mind by hearing conflicting spiritual doctrines. So Bhagavan Krishna induces Arjuna to get rid of that confusion. Okay. Here, I mean, I won't go in detail, but I mean, sometimes too many things, and especially now with the social media and Swami Gokulanandaji, and on top of that, now the AI. You type something and you will get thousands results. That yes, as it is written here, that confuses. Right? I mean, somebody say, no. Bhagwan Ram is the final. Somebody said, no, Bhagwan Krishna is the final. No, but on top of that, everything is the Gayatri Mantra is part of it. No. But on top of that is Om Namah Shivaya. So many things. Then somebody will come and tell you, no, but you know, the Kadiyug ne, in Kadiyug, Hanumanji. Okay, Hanumanji. Then somebody said, no, in Kadiyug, without Ganpati, nothing is going to happen. So, I just give you the very, very rough example. This is not appropriate with what which, I mean, in the verse 53, but I just give the rough example. So, to get rid of that confusion, to get rid of this confusion, that's why we need the Guru. That's fine. My Guru has told, and I follow that. Of course, unfortunately, nowadays we have to put the adjective before Guru, the true Guru. The true Guru. And if you don't find the true Guru, Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum, what Bhagavan has told, that's an authority. Very clearly, chapter 16, I think, yeah. Tasmat Sastram Pramanam Te Karya Karyavasido. Bhagavan has told. What scripture has told, accept that, and carry on. So, Shruti Vipratipannate Yada Sthasyate Nischala Savadha Vachala Buddhi Sada Yogam Vapsyasi. Arjuna was in fact whether he should perform his duty as a Kshatriya, means warrior class, whether he should perform his duty as a warrior or he should avoid the slaughter of his kith and kin. If he protected his family, he would shrink his duty. If he performed his duty of fighting, then the family would not be protected. So, he was bewildered. Bewildered. So a person may be in a dilemma in two ways, in worldly affairs and in scriptural ordinance, or sects such as, dualism, non-dualism, etc. It is more difficult to be free from the dilemma of scriptural ordinance than from that of the worldly affair. So Bhagavan Krishna explains that a striver should have a determinate intellect, that he has to realize only God, whatsoever may happen. And in that context, I have used the word Guru. When it is written here, determinate intellect, I have surrendered myself in the lotus feet of my Guru. That is fine. Confusion will be coming. And here, especially in the case of Arjuna, it's really a dilemma. And that's why the wise man has very good example. Shakespeare's Hamlet also, that to be or not to be a question for me. Arjuna is also, but in Arjuna's case, he had Bhagavan Krishna with him. Unfortunately, Hamlet does not have anybody. To be or not to be a question for me. So certain quotes are very good. You like it. You like it to use that. That another quote is Brutus, you too. Anyway, so first of all, a striver is unable to make up his mind whether to have honest and sincere dealings with the worldly people or to attain God. Then he decides that he has to render selfless service to the world. Having taken this decision, he starts showing indifference and dispassion to the worldly pleasures. Then in the spiritual path, he comes across different opinions of the scriptures. So it becomes difficult for him to decide which opinion he should follow. Again, again, answer is Guru. Answer is even. There is a quote for Guru. Guru Ragna Hyavicharaniya. If it is come from the Guru, then don't think anything and put in action. Guru Ragna. Agna is the literal translation is Guru order, you can say. Hyavicharaniya. Don't think that Guru has told. That's fine. But yes, it's a two ways, not one way. Guru, true Guru, okay, and the disciple must have 1000% faith in Guru, then it's going to work. Okay. Secondly, in all the scriptures and religions, God, soul, and world have been described in different forms and ways. But all of them agree for one thing. And what is that? I am soul, not the body. The world is to be ignored because I am not the body. God is to be realized. What is to be ignored and what is to be realized? World is to be ignored and God is to be realized. By taking this decision, the intellect of striver becomes steady. Now, once that is understood beyond doubt, that the world is to be ignored and God is to be realized, then you choose any path. It's fine. Whether it's devotion, whether it's action, whether it is knowledge, it's fine. It's fine. By taking this decision, the intellect of the striver becomes steady. Then he realizes God easily. So the only obstacle to God realization is lack of firmness of intellect. The greater the deficiency in reaching at a decision regarding the contrary spiritual doctrines and in his own emancipation, the greater the delay there is. But in both cases, as soon as the intellect becomes steady and determinate, eternal union with God is realized. Firm decision. Not to be or not to be or not to be. Firm and steady. You have decided. I have taken this resolution. I have made up my mind that I'll do this. That's it. And then there can be obstacle and
It's
there
20 hours.
can be temptation. To stop us. But once a decision is taken, once the firm decision is taken, then doesn't matter. There are thousands of obstacles and thousands of temptation. The intellect should be unshakable in order to renounce affinity for the world. Here, in Tada Yoga Mavapsyasi, yoga means to become established in union with God. Look, we have taken 2-3 sessions to understand the definition of yoga. established in union with God, from whom there is no disunion. Only the striver has to abandon his affinity with the unreal. This union can be realized either by selfless service, discipline of disinterested action, or discrimination, discipline of knowledge or love for God, discipline of devotion or meditation, or annihilation of the world, discipline of annihilation, Laya Yoga, or by the process of restraining breath, discipline of austerity, Hatha Yoga. It is a different thing. I'm not going you for that annihilation of or the discipline of austerity, Hatha Yoga, Laya Yoga. Just simple thing that we as a layman can put in practice. And what is that? Selfless service, selfless service, selfless love. Yes, it is difficult to do everything selflessly, but at least we can engage ourselves with certain organization, be it mandir, be it that kind of social work, and that really social work where I do not want to be acknowledged. I am not doing there for the award. Selfless service, discipline of disinterested action. I don't expect anything, and that also not for a day or two. I'll keep on doing that all the time. And that's why the platform of social service is there. That's why the mandir is there. That's why certain organizations are there where you render your service and you expect absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, that social service that became a platform to nurture or to feed one's ego. અમને કોઈએ પૂછ્યું નહીં, અમે આટલું બધું કર્યું. Nobody bothers. Nobody takes notice. Whatever we have done is just gone unnoticed. Unacknowledged. Oh, no. Because that I am doing for my self-development. If I am doing this service for that's my personal development. Not to get the certificate, not to get the award, not to get the garland, not to get an honor to call me on the stage. If the society does it, if the organization does it, if the committee does it, it's fine. It's fine. But I have not done this to be acknowledged or to get award or to get certificate. That should be very clear with ourselves before we engage ourselves in this kind of social work. Then it's definitely going to help us. Definitely. But if that is not understood correctly, then the problem starts. Then you can't last there. Maybe a couple of months, couple of years, then Ahmed now. No. It's not going to work. People are there. People have devoted their whole life. And then they can have the fruits. Anyway, I am going to stop here. Okay. We have not completed this verse 53. Okay. We'll continue next week. Okay. In today's discussion, whatever you like, credit goes to all the great men, all the saints, all the scripture, what I have heard, I have read, I have studied. I just try to share with you. Absolutely nothing belongs to me. And as we know that, and as I always tell that, our main reference book for this is Swami Ram Sukdas ji's Sadhak Sanjeevani. Okay, right? So, chapter 18 and verse 73rd, we'll conclude our class with Arjun's prayer, Nashto Mohasmriti Labdha, followed by the Arti. Okay? Nashto Mohasmriti Labdha Tat Prasadan Mayachyuta Sthitosme Gata Sandeha Karishye Vachanam Tava.